What's up, everybody? Asef here. So this one right here, I finally have a document for you guys to battle the so-called child support enforcement agency. This is for all of you good fathers, you good mothers who have been fraudulently claimed upon. You didn't know how to fight the case. You didn't know how to ask for their proofs. Usually they go ahead and start adjudicating. They don't require any proofs. Maybe you weren't able to make it to the first case, and it's usually because you weren't served lawfully. They usually give the other individual advice on how to make sure that they serve you in a way where you really won't see the notice and you won't be there. And when you're not there, there's a default judgment placed on the case because the state itself, which is separate from the court, the judge doesn't know, judge just plays referee, but the state picks it up, or the agents of the child support enforcement, they know they're going to get federal funding. They know the individual has state assistance. They know there's a divorce, so this is all federal. They create bonds out of this stuff and they trade it in the stock exchange. When you go into these court systems, they have banking systems. Every case, every docket is a financial traded bond on the stock exchange. So you guys must understand. So they always have a financial interest in the matter. So I've established this affidavit to fight the Child Support Enforcement Agency, to place all claims against them, to ask them to produce evidence that they are operating under oath, and we assert authorities and rights that are both federal law, state law based on your case, and we deal with the constitutional law that applies and asserts your rights and what they can and can't do. As you guys can see here, we even deal with human rights because there's a lot of human rights violations. You guys can see here there's case law on void default judgments. For instance, void judgments is one which from its inception is complete nullity and without legal effect in remarriage of parks, and it cites certain legal cases. Void judgment is an entered by court that lacks the inherent power to enter the particular order involved, and it may be attacked at any time, either directly or collaterally. Such a judgment would be a nullity. All right, we get into another one which says, rule that default judgment fixing the amount of recovery in absence of introduction of supporting evidence is void and not merely erroneous or voidable, obtains within regard to exemplary as well as compensatory damages. So you're supposed to be compensated. Okay? You're supposed to be compensated when supporting evidence is void and not merely erroneous or voidable obtained. You're supposed to be compensated. 18 U.S.C. 242, deprivations of rights under color of law. Color of law is a semblance of law that is not law. And we're dealing with whosoever under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secure or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or to different punishments, pains, or penalties on account such persons being an alien or by reason of his color or race, then are prescribed for not more than 1 year or both of bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if such acts include use, attempted use, or threatening use of a dangerous weapon, explosive, or fire, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Or if such acts include kidnapping or attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned for any term of years, or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. What happens in most cases is you are kidnapped in a court, actually. That is a violation. So, pursuant to laws that preceded this statute, this title, which is federal law, Title 18 that we mentioned here, they have already seen that brought up on so many different charges. And another thing that I include here is, as we see here, Title 30, municipalities and counties. It goes into municipal officers. Subsection Title 30, subsection 2607, neglect of official duties. A municipal official who neglects or refuses to perform a duty of office commits a civil violation for which a fine for no more than $100 for each offense may be adjudged when no other penalty is provided. The fine shall be recovered on complaint to the use of the municipality. It may be recovered upon complaint, y'all, on complaint. So immediately when you file these forms, they owe you this money. Now, I go on to list by the state of Maine. I have every single state's crimes list and how much they owe. Now, Class C crimes for Maine in itself, the term of imprisonment does not exceed 5 years. This is crimes from municipal officers, you guys. Class D crimes: improper influence, improper compensation, purchase of public office, term of imprisonment not to exceed 1 year, fine not to exceed $2,000, guys. Class E crimes: bad faith filing a false conflict of interest charge. That's what's going on in your matters, guys, because they have a financial interest at all times. Improper gifts to public servant, improper compensation for services, official oppression, guys. Misuse of information, guys. All right. Request for discovery. This is where we request for what we want. As you guys see here, I didn't list a lot. There's no reason to. Pursuant to the rules of discovery requiring proof of alleged bill/debt tax obligation by way of written attestation under oath and affirmation, guys. Please provide all evidence that the state that I have contracted with the claimant that obligates me, natural person, national, to pay of any financial debts that they may acquire by contract. Federal Rule 3001, proof of claim. Provide the most recent court transcripts that support the claim made against my estate. Also, please answer the following questions followed by applicable law. Has the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit erred in basis its decision on the rules of a federal judgment who has clearly and willfully violated 28 U.S.C. Code 455? 2. Can a state force a bill of attainder on a natural person and force you into slavery? 3. Can a judgment have immunity for the non-judicial activities who knowingly violate civil rights? 4. If a person obtains subject matter, should they be denied access to the federal courts? All right. Number 5. Can a natural person be forced into contract? Title 4 grants to states for aid and services to needy family. 6. Can a person who suffers from depression and anxiety be undertaxed and forced to be underpaid for labor performed to pay the debts of another? That's what happens when they garnish 65% of your wages, you guys. 7. If the plaintiff lies to the court and states that the defendant was never in the children's life and never helped financially, but is found to have lied, is that fraud of the court? All right, guys. That wasn't even half of what's going on in this affidavit. I have this, guys, for you. Click the description box below if you want to get it. And I will be also including consultation. I will be helping you guys edit this thing to fit your matter, and we're going to get remedy. I hope that you guys get this and get in contact with me. Peace. Have faith. Stand on your square in law. Peace.